Welcome to Living Local with Frisbee Real Estate, where we connect neighbors, businesses, and stories because home is more than four walls. I'm your host, Ed Frisbee. Join me as we sit down with local business owners, community leaders, and neighbors to share what makes Western North Carolina such a wonderful place to live. Let's jump into today's conversation. Hey, it's Ed with Living Local with Frisbee Real Estate, and our special guest today is Mr. Ian McKay with Strong Hand Fit here in Hendersonville, North Carolina. Ian, thanks so much for joining us for the next few minutes.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, Ian, I'll start off a little different than normal. If people see you on our podcast, you're a little bigger than most of our guests, so that might give them an idea what you do, but go ahead and tell us what you do.
So without getting too long-winded on this, because I can, my background is in powerlifting, but I've always been a larger human being, I guess. And I say that with a little bit of reserve because there are much larger humans out there than I am. But, I'm over 6 foot tall, and I've been 330 pounds for the past 5-6 years until recently. I decided to make changes in my life and lose weight. So I'm down 40 pounds, down to 290.
Wow, that's huge.
And yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
That's
a
big deal. How'd you do that?
Very, very excited. I learned that I was a stress eater.
Oh.
And you introduced the gym. I own the gym here in town, Strong Hand Fit. We're moving in right across the street from y'all. And so I wanted to be sure that I looked the part. For years, I relied on my strength as my indicator for being in the gym world. I had to step away from strength because of my intentions needed to be focused on the business. So there I was, 330 plus pounds, not as strong as I used to be. And I've got young daughters that I want to be healthy for. So I started to make the commitment to myself and to my family to lose weight and be more active. So I'm probably one of the most agile 290-pound guys because I've been so heavy for so long, and I've still got a pretty good baseline of strength. So I'm changed up my training to focus more on a little bit more athleticism and health.
So I didn't know we were going to go down this rabbit trail, but that's great. So do you eat different too then?
I do. I try to intermittent fast it sometimes, and it's typically like 2 to 3 days a week, not every single day. It's not easy. It's easy when I'm focused on things. So if I have a busy morning, I can easily intermittent fast it. So that would be, if I know I have a busy morning, then that's going to be my fasting day. And really what that looks like is I don't eat from before I go to bed till, 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon during the day, which is a pretty good, substantial amount of time. I'm drinking water during that time. I do have an energy drink, which, may set off some of the intermittent fasting people because it's caffeine. And I've seen okay results with still having a caffeine drink in the morning. But as long as I'm drinking water, I feel great. But also changing up my training style. I'm focused more on burning calories than on strength right now.
I have lots of questions for you,
Sure.
but since we're talking about food, though,
Yeah.
I'll just jump to one of my favorite questions I ask everyone. And you grew up in the Hendersonville area, I believe. So do you have a favorite restaurant that you recommend to people or you choose to go to, or maybe a top 3 list?
We might have to do a top 3, but
It's safer.
It's because I love food.
Yeah.
I have different categories. I love pizza, but I also love hamburgers. So if I'm gonna choose a hamburger place, it would be the Baker's Box over on Asheville Highway.
Yep.
And then I think we've grown to really like Marco's Pizza. It's not a local joint. I guess let's dial that back a little bit. We love Marco's, but I would probably want to, on a show like this, want to support local. And more so, if I'm going to go sit down and eat pizza, it's going to be West First.
West First has a great pizza.
Mm-hmm.
We tend to jump over to Pie Squared if we're
Yeah.
going to sit down.
So I'm just not a fan of the crust that they offer for like their New York style.
Yep.
But I've also found that I need to eat more thin crust anyways. So I do believe they offer thin crust there. And
I think so.
Thin crust for me, I feel I don't get bloated as but like I have pretty bad responses to heavy carbs.
Yep.
So
amazing pizza company out in Mills River.
They're
really good.
They're really good. I stopped in there a few months ago with my daughters, and they had really good pizza.
Yep. Well, good about pizza and burger. You said Baker's Box.
Baker's Box.
They have great fries too.
They have great. I love their fries. The other burger place would be Buddha's.
Oh, I haven't been there.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. They're right off of Main Street.
Yep.
I think that's Barnwell. Barnwell and Main Street.
It's not Allen, right? Yeah, it's Barnwell.
Or I guess they're more so Barnwell King Street.
Yep.
But no, they have amazing burgers there, and you can add enough stuff in there to make a $20+ burger.
Yeesh.
And it's worth it.
And what was the third? So you said burgers and pizza. Is that it?
Steak would be the third, and honestly, that's at home.
Yeah.
Me making my own steaks.
And how do you make your steak? In a grill or oven? Or
So I do like to do a grill, but there has to be a cast iron involved. And then I use ghee butter instead of regular butter. If I don't have ghee butter, I would use an Irish real butter. Kerrygold is good, but ghee butter is probably my favorite. I haven't tapped into using I forgot the name of it, but it's more of a fat than tallow. I haven't used tallow.
Beef tallow.
I've heard that's really good, taste wise and for you. But the simple recipe that I like to do for steaks is pull your steak out of the fridge, let it get to room temperature. I poke holes into it with a fork, so I take the fork all the way across it and poke holes on both sides. I then put salt on it, and I make sure to salt extra the fat on the outside so that the fat can get to a caramelized state. And then I put ghee butter in the cast iron. I cook it for, depending on the thickness, usually around 1 to 2 minutes on each side. And then I've already got the oven or the grill ready, but the oven's about 425, and I put the whole cast iron in the oven for 5 minutes, and then it's done.
Wow.
And it's amazing.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
I can even smell it.
Yeah. You can get in some pepper in there too if you like black pepper. I don't really notice whether I have pepper on there or not. I just want the salt on it.
We had top sirloin at a friend's house last weekend, and all they had was salt, and it was delicious.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm very much like, if you need sauce for your steak, then the steak wasn't done right. But then, when you have daughters, I don't know if y'all deal with this or not, but they put steak sauce on it, and I'm like, I just put my entire heart into this steak.
Yeah.
And they're like, steak sauce right away. And I'm like, oh man. But I've grown to just let it go.
That's good.
I can enjoy it myself, and then my family likes to take the juices afterwards and pour it on top of the steak.
Yeah.
And then we'll have some sort of vegetable on the side, and they like to do potatoes. I like potatoes too, but I honestly typically just try to stay away from as many carbs as I'm not in a athletic performance mindset where my carbs and my proteins are all based to fuel my workouts, which that's a pretty in-depth conversation we could have about my 6,500 calorie days back when I was powerlifting.
Well, now you jump to powerlifting. So I met you a few years ago, and I think you have I don't know if it's a stage name or your handle on Instagram, but it's Big Show. Or
Big Show, yeah.
Still exist?
So my Instagram, my personal Instagram is still Big Show.
Just Big Show.
Mm-hmm.
People might buy that from you. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't know if I could do that because the Big Show wrestler has that kind of on lockdown. So I was in the Navy, and if you have any interesting characteristics about you as a person, you tend to get nicknames. And I was one of the bigger guys, or I was the bigger guy, and so I got the nickname Big Show. And that was not short of being called Tiny all the time, but Big Show was the one that stuck. So I took that in and introduced it in my powerlifting, introduced it into my coaching, and even my event promotion. And it's kind of on standstill right now as I focus on the gym.
Thank you for your service in the Navy. And when did you serve?
From 06 to 14.
Okay.
I was in the Navy and was a nuclear machinist mate. So I worked with nuclear reactors and steam propulsion.
Wow.
So I got fully certified through the nuclear power program, the Naval Nuclear Power Program down in Goose Creek, South Carolina. And I went to my first ship, the Dwight D. Eisenhower. It's a carrier. I was immediately put into the secondary system, which if you know anything about nuclear, if you don't, it's pretty simple. You've got a reactor that creates heat, and that's the primary system. And then you have to have containment for anything that deals with radiation. So there's now a secondary system. Primary system heats the secondary system, and that creates steam. Steam drives the turbine generators that create electricity for the boat, and it drives the main engines that create propulsion for the boat. And we also created water and steam for the catapults on the flight deck. So we provide the power to launch the aircraft off of the aircraft carriers.
Huh.
So I was in that for 8 years, but I was on Dwight D. Eisenhower for 4.5 years. I did 2 tours. First one in 08, 09. So we left in 09. And I got to the ship in 08. We left in 09. That was a short deployment. It was like 5.5 months. And then my second deployment was almost 8 months. And that was in 2010. And that was a deployment, I believe, that we got approached by Somalian pirate ships. We rescued Captain Phillips off the Maersk shipping containers when he was captured by Somalian pirates.
Yep.
And then we supported the effort on the ground. What we called putting warheads on foreheads.
They made a movie about that, right?
They did, yeah.
Okay.
Tom Hanks played Captain Phillips.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a funny story because I didn't realize that was us until I watched the movie. And I was sitting in the movie theater, I was like, and so then I looked up the timeline, and sure enough, it was I was over there.
That's wild.
They don't tell us anything.
Right.
So
did the storyline kind of line up with what really happened?
So I've got a few friends that served with reconnaissance and SEAL teams, and some of the movie talks about them shooting the pirates from the bow of the Bainbridge, which is the ship that was a part of my strike group. And I don't think that happened. How that happened. I also was told that Chris Kyle was a part of the effort, and I'm not sure to what extent he was. That's American Sniper. They made a movie about him too. And, of course they're going to Hollywoodize it, but, unfortunately I'm at the bottom of a ship, and we were probably about 100 miles north of the event when it happened. So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
I bet we could take a whole podcast talking about that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't even asked you about your business yet.
Okay.
So you have Strong Hand Fit, which is across the street.
Mm-hmm.
You moved to this location recently, and you're in the process of building it out.
Yes.
You have lots of big plans. So
big plans.
Give everybody an update and
sure,
kind of a timeline and what all is going to be there.
So originally, I actually took over the space in February of this year, and so we're now in October, and we haven't moved in. We haven't built it out yet. I have been thrown at almost every hurdle that could be possibly thrown in this process, but equally, and if not more, doors have opened up in this process too. I know everything happens for a reason in our life, and the space will open up when it's supposed to open up. But we are in the process of closing on SBA business loan right now. So that's supposed to close this month. And once that closes, then we'll be able to begin the remodel process. But in the meantime, we set up a tent in the parking lot, kind of just making it happen, and a testament to my a testament to who I am as a business owner and how I'm going to serve my community. This tent is making sure that people that want to support our business and want to work out with us because they love our community have a place. And so I set it up, and then we got it going, and people supported it hugely. And I realized that as a business owner, you really have the freedom to do whatever you want. Not in a sadistic way, but in a, hey, I actually am not bound to someone else's wills. Now, of course, you got to go through the permit process, and you got to have everything safe and, get fire marshal approval. But if you have an idea and you have the willpower, the hard-headedness to pursue it, owning a business or running your own space, you can do whatever you want, and you can pursue whatever goal you have.
Yep.
So
Well
that's what I
said.
learned through that process.
Well said.
Yeah.
And your customer base is growing.
So
They left. They're staying the same during the transition.
So we're very fortunate. Now the tent does not make as much money as the other place did.
Gotcha.
It's a transitional period. But we've had close to 40 people pause their membership, and with every intention of starting it back up when we open up the new space. But we've signed up just as many new people.
Good.
Since we've opened the tent. So that's kind of been, I guess, a wash in a sense, but we've also had normal attrition. We haven't lost a lot of people just because of the tent, other than the pauses. So very fortunate, amazing membership base that we have.
Awesome.
And we're excited to grow it even further in the new space.
So tell us, how can people find out about Strong Hand Fit? Website?
Right. So we've got
social?
a website. It is stronghandfitness.com.
Okay.
It still has the old name. I'm not sure how to change that. As a business owner, I wear all the hats right now. And so I am web designer, graphic designer, social media manager.
Yep. I feel
everything. I have a really good accountant now, so I'm not doing that anymore, which is nice.
Yeah.
But my website is stronghandfitness.com. I do keep that updated pretty regularly. Our main social media platform is Instagram, but we do carry over into Facebook and TikTok. And everything there has been named Strong Hand Fit.
Got it.
And so if you search, and in fact, I believe if you Google Strong Hand Fit, it will come up. And
awesome. Tell us your plans with the new space. I know you've got some good ideas.
Yeah. So I was born and raised here. I was born at Pardee Hospital, pretty local. And I want my space to be Hendersonville's choice for where they seek out fitness and being healthy. The gym has kind of transformed over the past few years. I opened it up as a strength-based gym. I'm still pushing strength because, just for an example, if you go to a physical therapist, if you're hurt, their primary goal is to make you stronger. Strength has an ability to carry over into anti-aging, defying gravity, and keeping you healthy at any point in your life. So, with that being said, our focus is still strength, but we are going to be a 24/7 gym and wellness center. So we're bringing in cold plunge and sauna, so you'll have the ability to do some recovery. We'll have other recovery options as well. And then the gym itself is 18,000 square feet.
Wow.
We are opening up phase 1, which is about 14,000. 12,000 usable space for the gym, and then the rest of it's bathrooms, locker room, showers, cold plunge sauna, and some sublet spaces for other health-minded businesses. We're going to have a smoothie bar. We're also going to be renting out bikes for the Acoustic Trail. So we'll have a plethora of options and fun stuff to do, as well as staying in shape and being as strong as you can.
Awesome. And do you have a timeline? Would you guess?
My what I've been telling people is January, February.
Oh, that's great.
We've got to get started on the remodel before I can really figure out the timeline. My goal is to have a date set for the grand opening, a secondary date set for the grand opening, and then start preparing a month out, staffing and training my staff. And then I'd like to do some initial walkthroughs with some like VIP style walkthroughs, because the goal is not only to create a good gym, but a beautiful space. And so I want people to experience that in a private setting before we open, and then bring in some big names in the industry, but also be 100% sure that our grand opening date can happen on that day. That means the CO needs to happen,
Right.
The final fire marshal walkthrough, all of that needs to happen. And so then we'll give ourselves about 2 weeks after that to train and prepare.
Awesome. I look forward to it.
Me too. I'm super excited for
I
it.
bet. It's been a long journey.
Yeah, and it's within walking distance of y'all.
Yep. Maybe there's a special local business discount.
There is, actually. I do try to work with local businesses as
that's
much
exciting.
as possible. So, yep.
Well, as we have a VIP club for our clients, so maybe we work a deal out where our clients can sign up with some kind of special discount. That's very possible. We'll talk about that off air.
Sounds good.
Would you be so bold to throw out your ballpark pricing just in case people are curious, or just send them to the website?
No, I'm pretty. I've got it kind of posted everywhere. It's $45 a month.
Okay.
There is a registration fee that goes with that, just like just about any other gym in the world. And we have discounts for veterans, veterans and first responders is the easiest way to say it.
Yep.
And then active duty military that's not a recruiter station here. Active duty gets free membership.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So if you're active duty and come into town for a week, you can work out for free for a week, or however long you're in town.
That's a great idea. I'm trying to think of active duty people I know.
Yeah, there's not many around here. When I was recruited in the Navy, I had to go to Asheville because there was no naval recruiter here in town.
Did you learn to swim, by the way?
I've been a fish all my life.
Oh.
I was on swim team at the Patton Pool.
Wow.
Growing up, little chunky kid in a Speedo, get like third place. Yeah, it was embarrassing. Especially
awesome.
when I was reminisce a little bit here. I was there, it's not, we're in the mountains. It's chilly mornings.
Yeah.
And swim practice was always in the morning at like 7 in the summertime. And my crush's mom was playing tennis right next to us, and she was like, "Hey, Ian," and I'm just like, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed." I'm wearing a Speedo, I'm wearing a swim cap and goggles, and just out of my comfort zone.
At least you didn't have one of those snorkel things too.
Oh no,
and flippers or whatever.
Yeah, definitely not. No. But I've been a fish. I mean, I've loved swimming. I used to practice how long I could hold my breath, and so I got up to like 3 minutes and something seconds.
Wow, that's
doing
impressive.
that on my this was like super just weird Ian stuff that I would do on my own, and would time myself. And I heard one time that it was like my grandfather would talked about deep sea divers, the free divers that would and how they would train themselves to get past that initial fear of running out of oxygen, and they would like make noises that would trick their brain into
Right.
being okay. I don't think that ever worked for me, but I also didn't have a professional teaching me.
Right.
So this was also the same grandfather that coming back from Myrtle Beach, the traffic was on 26 was just dead stop, and he drove on the median around everybody in our van, and my aunt was yelling at him the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I remember in high school, I tried to hold my breath in the pool, and I think I got it to about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
And today, if I had to, I might get 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
very different.
I don't know if your daughter's ever tested you, but my oldest is always testing me, and we had a hold our breath contest, and I started to scare her because I was like a minute and a half, and she's like, Dad, you can breathe now. It's okay. You won. I'm like, oh, I'm good.
I think the only time since my kids have been born, we've had the hold your breath contest is going through tunnels.
Oh yeah.
Like going to Gatlinburg or somewhere.
Well, that's what I used to do too. And then there's a big bridge down in South Carolina. I think it's the one in Charleston that they do the marathons on.
Oh yeah.
I think I've been able to hold my breath across that.
Wow.
Or most of the way, which
That's
is a
awesome.
really long bridge.
That'd be fun to have a podcast holding our breath. I wonder how many people would actually listen. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, if you did like ASMR version where it's a very highly sensitive microphone,
Right.
and then you hear us dying.
All right. Well, thank you, Ian, very
You're welcome.
much. So
Thank
check
you for
him out,
having me.
Ian McKay, stronghandfitness.com or stronghandfit across Instagram, TikTok. That'd be fun to see on TikTok and Facebook. So check him out and keep living local. Thanks for joining us on Living Local with Frisbee Real Estate. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow the podcast and share it with a friend. To learn more about Frisbee Real Estate, your lifelong home resource, visit frisbeerealestate.com. Until next time, keep living local.